skal lave en film, vi skal lave en film, vi skal lave en film. Vi skal lave en film om en krig.
Well, initially the idea actually came from one of my friends who was working on a documentary about the war of Afghanistan. And I just talked to him about that. It was a long process for him, and he was doing a lot of research and talking to soldiers and all kinds of stuff. And some of the stories that he heard and that was circulated amongst journalists was just stuff they couldn't print because they're journalists and they need to have facts. I thought as a fiction storyteller, I'm not really bound by anything, whether or not it's true or not. I'm just bound whether or not it's a good story. So I thought that having a story about a guy who suddenly realizes that there are really important information about an ongoing war, and that information potentially could change the very perception that the entire nation have of that war. It's just a really interesting concept.
Hvad laver du derinde? Hvad fanden laver du derinde? Kommer lige om 2 minutter.
I just wrote a lot of scripts, a lot, like 40 or 50 different scripts, because I really had a problem figuring out what ticked me, how I could make it interesting. And so I was slowly evolving it from being a straight-on political thriller thing, which the thing is, I've seen a lot of movies and some of them are really great, and I don't think I could top that. I mean, I couldn't do a war movie. That would be totally out of my league. I mean, there's no reason I should try to compete with any of those war movies. So I needed to do something that I felt could be my own, but still have those elements of the political thriller and stuff like that. So it became this melodramatic thriller about a guy and emotions. And so I was trying to play with the sort of the core notion of what is really a thriller. I mean, a thriller is really about paranoia, and it's really about not knowing what is real and not knowing what the truth really are. So you're hunting for the truth. And that search for the truth is also very much a hunt for identity and making meaning, and that to me is also very much about love.
Flybilletterne er lavet, så de kan...
Sådan så hvad?
Nej, det er bare flybilletterne er lavet, så de kan laves om.
Okay.
Bonsoir. Merci d'être venus nombreux à la projection du nouveau film de Christoffer Boe et QUINZAINE.
Thank you for being here at the screening of everything.
Et voilà, je suis extrêmement heureux de présenter le nouveau film de Christoffer Boe. Il est accompagné aussi de 2 acteurs exceptionnels.
And he'll be with us with his 2 exceptional actors.
Merci d'accueillir le réalisateur Christoffer Boe, les 2 comédiens Jens Albinus et Marie-Jeanne Argentové, et la productrice Christine Gruber.
I'm not going to say much. I have to admit I'm a very biased person. When people like my movies, I tend to like them. So I like Frederick and Directors Fortnight a lot. And I'm very glad to be here. I'm very glad that you're here to see the movie. Not to spoil anything, I'm not going to say too much about the movie. I'm just going to say that I know that the title of the movie is Everything Will Be Fine.
Je suis aussi très heureux que vous soyez déplacés pour voir le film. Je me permets juste de faire un tout petit rappel, c'est que ce que vous voyez, ce n'est pas la réalité, c'est un rêve de ce que serait le monde.
Merci à vous, bonne soirée, bonne projection.
But that was a very, this is probably the first time I had a movie where in the end this was the right movie and how it should be, but we could definitely have edited 16 weeks more. Because usually I have the feeling, okay, I tried the different elements and this was right. We did try it, but I mean, we could have done a lot of stuff differently. I feel it's the right movie, but I mean, there was a lot of, it was a big puzzle. It was a very big puzzle.